I'm still mind blown that we went from the desert about an hour ago to all of this snow.
Hot diggity dog.
This is just an absolute oasis.
Greetings from Tucson! Tucson is located in southern Arizona and is the second most populated city in the state. It's surrounded by beautiful mountains, home to millions of saguaro cacti, is a UNESCO City of Gastronomy, and is one of the sunniest cities in the US, as you can tell by the sun blasting on our face.
And over the next 2 days, we're gonna explore some of the top sites in the city, eat a very iconic local food item, and get out in nature. We just grabbed a quick coffee from Presta Coffee Roasters, which is a local coffee shop here in Tucson. And I got a drink called a campfire latte, which has a ton of different spices in it, including cayenne. And man, this thing has a kick to it. It is really, really good. It has a nice little spice, really sweet. But we took it to go because we're currently heading about 15 minutes south of downtown to check out a really beautiful historical site.
This is the Xavier del Bac Mission, nicknamed the White Dove of the Desert, and it's located on the Thaw-Na-Otham Reservation. The mission was founded as a Catholic mission by Father Eusebio Kino in 1692, and construction of the current church went from 1783 to 1797. The mission began as New Spain, then following Mexican independence in 1821, it became part of Mexico. Then with the Gadsden Purchase in 1853, when the United States acquired land from Mexico, including southern Arizona and parts of southwest New Mexico, the mission joined the United States.
It is now a National Historic Landmark and is the oldest intact European structure in all of Arizona. The architecture is unique from any other Spanish colonial building in the United States. It is constructed of low-fire clay bricks, stone and lime mortar, and the unique part is that it's roofed with masonry vaults. As you can see, they're doing some construction on the exterior right now, so you can't see the full outside in all of its glory, but what you can see is super beautiful, and we hear that the inside is just as beautiful too. It is incredibly gorgeous in here. It is just so ornate and detailed, and just the architecture. It's probably the most beautiful church we've ever been into.
Whether you're religious or not, this is a beautiful place to visit, and we highly recommend it if you're in the Tucson area. One of the most iconic food items here in Tucson is the Sonoran hot dog. It was created in Hermosillo, which is the capital of the Mexican state of Sonora. And since Arizona borders Sonora, it eventually made its way here to Tucson. Today there are over 200 places you can get a Sonoran hot dog here in Tucson. And of course there are loads of opinions on who has the best one. We read that the best ones to get are from a hot dog cart. And so we came to a place called El Sinaloense Hot Dog Cart. So this is a Sonoran hot dog. So underneath here, there's a hot dog that is wrapped in bacon. It's laid inside this bolillo bun with tons of toppings, including cooked onions, raw onions, tomatoes, beans, mustard, mayonnaise, and a jalapeno salsa with a chile guero on the side. So this is a bolillo bun, which is kind of like a French baguette, a Mexican version of that. And it's usually steamed for these, and it should be super duper pillowy, and just feeling it, I think it's gonna be. Oh my god, that's so good. That bun is super pillowy. I want to take the hot dog out and just lay down in it. But the flavors, they just all work so well together. Again, the bun, pillowy, got a nice little buttery taste to it. You get the savoriness from the bacon and the hot dog. And then the condiments on top, the jalapeno salsa, mayonnaise, mustard, they just, all those flavors just meld together to just be awesome, hearty bite that's just, it just tastes so good.
What I really like about this bun is that it's kind of a split top, so the hot dog just rests in there, but there's end caps on it, so it kind of holds everything together, which I need because I'm messy. Oh yeah, the hot dog is so juicy. I got a little bit of crunch from the bacon, which was just chef's kiss. And oh, I love beans, and I think putting beans on a hot dog is the most genius creation of all time. I think this is the best hot dog I've ever had in my life.
Hot diggity dog, this is so good.
What I loved about this place is that it seemed like only locals were here, and while there's definitely 2 or 3 very popular places in town to get Sonoran hot dogs that probably most visitors go to, this place just can't be beat. It was so delicious, just had a local feel, super casual. It was our kind of spot. So Tucson is surrounded by 4 different mountain ranges: the Santa Catalina Mountains, the Rincones, the Tucson Mountains, and the Santa Rita Mountains, which basically means that you have mountain views from anywhere in town, which we absolutely love. And the highest point of the Santa Catalina Mountains is Mount Lemmon, which is either 9,159 feet or 9,171 feet. We've read both, so we have no idea which one's accurate. But what's really cool is you can actually drive up to Mount Lemmon, and you gain 6,000 feet of elevation on the drive. And I read that it's the biological equivalent of driving from the deserts of Mexico to the forests of Canada in 26 miles. This road is so crazy, and what's even crazier is that there are people biking up this road. So if anyone watching is one of the amazing people that actually cycles up to the top of Mount Lemmon, mad props. That is so impressive.
This drive has been so much fun so far. It's pretty cool to see as you're going up these thousands of feet. You can definitely tell the difference in the vegetation as you go up. It keeps getting more green and different kinds of trees. And at a lot of the scenic pullouts, they have these information boards that tell you where you're at along that Mexico to Canada journey. It's pretty interesting to read and actually find out where you're at. We have made it almost to the top of Mount Lemmon, and if you're curious why it's called Mount Lemmon, it's not because of the fruit. It's actually named after a botanist named Sarah Lemmon, who was the first white woman to hike to the top of the mountain, and it's one of the few mountains in the United States that's actually named after a woman, which is pretty cool. And also the Thaw-na-Authum people, whose reservation we were on earlier at the mission, they have a name for this mountain, which translates to Frog Mountain, because when looking at the mountains, they thought it looked like a frog that was sleeping.
When I lived near Phoenix as a kid, my parents brought us up to Mount Lemmon to play in the snow, and I remember being so mind blown that it snowed in Arizona, and even as an adult, I'm still mind blown that we went from the desert about an hour ago to all of this snow. This is so cool! One really fun thing about Mount Lemmon is that they have a cookie cabin, and they have massive cookies, and you can either get one flavor that's about this size, the size of a paper plate, or you can get the sampler, which looks like it has 3, 4, like 6 flavors or so. We don't know what all of them are, but it looks really good, and it's like a cookie flight.
I feel like they really know me here. This is an atom-sized cookie. This is a controversial topic, but one of my favorite flavors is oatmeal raisin, and they have it in here, so. As soon as it hits the lips, so good. That is a perfectly baked cookie. Nice and crispy, a little bit on the outside, moist and tender, but a little bit chewy on the inside. Yeah, they know how to make their cookies at the cookie cabin.
I'm going totally off the rails on the gluten-free thing today, but when in Tucson, you have to have a Sonoran hot dog, and it was just too hard to pass up a giant cookie on top of a mountain. I ripped off a flavor that's called the Rachel, and I think it has butterscotch chips in it. Coconut, has some sprinkles on top. I think it might have some chocolate too. It looks really good, and these cookies are super, super soft. This will be worth the pain later. I can already tell.
We came to a spot called Windy Point, just right off the main road to check out sunset. We're hoping it's a good one, but we're gonna enjoy watching the sun go down, and then we have a couple more spots that we wanna check out tomorrow.
We're getting an early start this morning to hike what's probably the most popular trail in all of Tucson, Bear Canyon to Seven Falls. This hike is located in Sabino Canyon, which does have an $8 per day use fee, or you can use the America the Beautiful Pass, and unfortunately for Kona, dogs are not allowed. So there's a couple ways you can access this hike. You can either start at the visitor center and either walk 2 miles each way to the trailhead, or take a shuttle they offer, which costs I think $6 per person. Or you can do what we did and park on Bear Canyon Road, and they have a small parking lot, and you can do the trail from here. And I think it's about 7 miles or so. We thought that this would be a better option because we wouldn't be gone as long since Kona can't join us, and we'd have more flexibility not relying on a shuttle.
We have been treated to a super gorgeous sunrise. These are the sunrises that you think about when you think of Arizona. This is picture perfect. One thing this trail is known for is that there are several water crossings, and we just reached the first major one. The water doesn't look like it's too high, so it should be pretty easy, no big deal. But definitely if you do this trail, check all trails to see what reviewers wrote before you come out here to see what you're getting yourself into. little turned around here. Not really sure where the trail went. We know we're supposed to cross and come back over, but it's just not really well defined. So we're kind of coming up these other little waterfalls here. It's fun, we'll figure it out.
Maybe it'll be easier to find on the way back.
Yeah. All right, we're back on. You just gotta go up those rocks a little bit, over the little cascades.
We made it to Seven Falls, and check out this sick waterfall. It's multi-level and there's a good amount of water flowing, and it's just always so crazy to see a waterfall in the desert. This is just an absolute oasis.
If the sun was shining and it was about 30 at least more degrees, I'd be flopping around in that.
So the hike ended up being a little over 7 miles and took us just over 3.5 hours. The trail's really flat at the beginning, and then once you get to that final water crossing, which is the one that we got confused at, it starts to go uphill the rest of the way. But we were really surprised how few people we ran into on this trail. When we got to the waterfall, we were the only ones there. 2 people eventually showed up, but then on the way back we saw quite a few more people, but still not that many, maybe 20 or so. So definitely get here early. Try to come on a weekday. We're here on a Tuesday in January, so that might have helped, but I can see why this hike gets so much love though. It is absolutely gorgeous.
After a nice, good hike this morning, I think the rest of the day, we're just gonna take it easy and have an Eegee. Eegee's is a Tucson institution. They have sandwiches, they have fries, and then I think what they're most famous for are these frozen drinks here, and they're made with real fruit. We first tried Eegee's a couple years ago when we visited Tucson. We came the other day, and now we're back again, and this one is their flavor of the month, which is the raspberry lemonade. They're just so refreshing, and it's so cool that they're made with real fruit, and there's little bits in there. So you get a little chew in there sometimes.
It's healthy.
And they're healthy because it's fruit.
You also can mix flavors. So I got pina colada and strawberry. I had this exact same thing 2 days ago. So I already know I love it. It has little flakes of coconut in it. In the pina colada, it's so good. It gives it a little crunch.
Cold?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that was like a mouth freeze, not even a brain freeze. Oh, it's so good though.
So on our previous visits to Eegee's, we've only had the Eegee, and we've heard good things about these ranch fries here. They have an original flavor, buffalo, and what we got, chipotle. So it's got this chipotle ranch just all over it, and then looks like they got bacon on top. The fries are nice, perfectly fried to perfection, a little crisp on there, but pillowy on the inside. But then the sauce over the top is creamy, a little bit of a tang, got the crunch from the bacon bit. This is an awesome snack.
It's like a creamy, smoky, perfect fried bundle of deliciousness. That's good.
This is how you know you just had an Eegee. But for real, we are going to take it easy for the rest of the day, and that's going to do it for this part of our Tucson adventure.
But next up, we're headed to Saguaro National Park, which is actually located right here in Tucson.
We came to a spot called Windy Point right off the... Come on.
Oh no!
Oh God.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Look at him. My heart is beating so fast. That scared the crap out of me.
Are your pants okay?